Poverty, coupled with harmful cultural practices and greed for dowry, among others, have resulted in increased vulnerabilities of children in the northern district of Kitgum, exposing many girls to child marriages. Local leaders and social workers say the numbers of those affected continue to grow, robbing the affected adolescents from their childhood and dreams. While child marriage is common in Uganda, prevalence is highest in northern, standing at 59%, followed by western 58%, eastern and east central at 52%, West Nile at 50%, Central 2 at 46%, Central 1 41%, Southwest 37%, and Kampala 21%, according to UNFPA.
A girl who was supposed to sit for PLE did not sit, was married off. Even this year, our candidate who should have registered a child by the name of Kishabe Nancy was eloped, and the parents did nothing, and the girl did not register. I was told there is a man who went with her to Kampala. So the girl is not sitting because of that.
Child marriage in actually sub-region is there, it's rampant. But it also increases, especially during the COVID-19.
For me, I made a decision that I should go to my own home so that my parents can regret even having me as their daughter. But I'm regretting it because if I had stayed at home, maybe they would have made the right decision of taking me back to school, and they would have even forgiven me for many things.
Up to now, we still think that once a girl has reached 18, she's due for marriage. Some of them, they don't allow them get to 18. Then they marry them off either for wealth or cultural reasons. And that's not right. We have run campaigns against this.
This documentary looks at the plight of child brides, driving factors for child marriage in Kitgum district. This teenage mother is a victim of child marriage, living at Layik West Village, Lamola Parish, Amida West Sub-County in Kitgum district. At the age of 17, she had been forced into marriage with a village photographer 7 years her age. This teenage mother is not alone. Her neighbor, who is breastfeeding her 1 month and a half old baby, was forced into marriage at the age of 15. Her 23-year-old husband, Simon Peter Akera, is a farmer and a barber at a saloon in the nearby Kojo Trading Center. Akera says he has been so supportive to his family.
I do farming, and after I collect the food from the farm, then I came and I have my family. In my saloon, I save the customer air. Then after even I get the money, the little money that I save, I have asked to get food, get a medicine, get soap.
There are more than 700 million women in the world who were married before their 18th birthday. An average of 40,000 children and young women under the age of 18 are married every day, around 15 million each year. More than 60% of child brides in developing countries have no formal education. In Kitgum, for instance, child marriages among girls in the age brackets of 12 to 17 is highest in Kitgum Matidi sub-county at 3% and lowest in Laboakwang, Panduong, Central, Pagere, Lagoro, and Namokora sub-counties at less than 1%. According to a 2022 gender-based violence survey report commissioned by Uganda Bureau of Statistics. Local leaders say a variety of underlying conditions lead to high prevalence of child, early, and forced marriage.
Here, the parents, they have negative attitude toward education. For example, last year when I was already here, they dropped out simply because some of the boys around, they just came and took them away as their wife. And parents did not even report that case to us.
The parents, they are poor, they cannot afford to pay the girl to complete her school. So the poverty, which makes the parent not to pay the fees, makes them to go for the child marriage.
Culturally, for us, we look at girls as wives. Whether the girl is very young, I can begin to call the girl my in-law. Instead of calling the girl a doctor, a teacher, you call the girl, this is my in-law, my in-law. The belief of our community is not promoting girls' education.
Two, people want to be with money on them. So you see a girl like this, you will think of money.
When a girl gets pregnant, they want you to go to your husband's home, whether you're 14 years or 15 or 17. So that the determinant factor mostly is the pregnancy, which brings about child marriage in our culture. On rare occasion is where the girl is taken even if she is not yet what? Pregnant.
And the people who bring cases, they are the one who mostly we talk to them. But mostly going outside, we do go, but very few.
Uganda has a vast number of laws, policies, and programs, and if put in practice, they would be so effective in ending child marriage. Sadly, in Kitgum, a district in northern Uganda, which is struggling to recover from the 2 decades of the Lord's Resistance Army LRA conflict, the future is still bleak for hundreds of young girls at risk of child marriage.
After going through this long spell of war, people became very lazy. And as a result, people don't want to work hard as part of our principle as actually people. Now they have become poor. So they would think if they give away their daughter, they will earn the money. And of course they will earn, but that money cannot take even a year if you are to eat it.
Short and limited funding, especially at the local government level, and of course the absence of functioning and well-monitoring systems right from the national to the local level makes it difficult or challenging to track the implementation of these frameworks.
The Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development acknowledges that programs that directly concern communities, including programming around child protections, are underfunded.
So it's true that lack of funding is lacking. We continue to lobby members of parliament to improve on the funding. We have done one-on-ones with MPs, held high-level sessions with them to bring it to their notice on the need for funding social development programs. But we understand that the budget can't be enough to cater for everything that we propose.
In terms of monitoring, the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development says both the law and regulations are robust. Child marriage is a gross violation of children's rights because it denies girls and boys the rights to health, education, and safety, and exposes them to a range of increased risk and violence. Although the customary marriage law provides for child marriage with the consent of parents or guardians, both the Constitution and the Children Act outlaw child marriage in Uganda.